What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 83 of your favorite show, Keeping It Real. I'm your host, Kadis, and today is an early day for us. Usually the show gets on the road around 1 a.m. to 2 a.m., and we finish around 2 to 3 a.m. But today it's 4 p.m., so that, I think, is something to celebrate. It wouldn't be possible if I didn't have work. Today is an off day for me. And I just woke up. Right when this episode ends, I have a event to attend, which I'm very excited about because I was invited to something and I'm going to go to it. And I am glad that I'm doing Keeping It Real before I'm going. Yesterday night, we talked about Hail Marys. It was an analogy that we made to try and depict what it means to improve and make change, positive change in your life. It's kind of like throwing a Hail Mary, right? And you never really know, like, if it's gonna, if it's a good throw until it's caught. And the way I do it, I never really do anything that I think wouldn't be a good thing for me to, like, I try to make all of my change that I realistically could see myself sticking by and sticking to for the rest of my entire life. So in that sense, like, the Hail Mary is complete when I take my last breath and I still haven't drinking any soda, or I still haven't gotten up past, I still haven't, like, not gotten a good night's sleep, or, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and yesterday's night's Hail Mary, I guess, wasn't that specific. I ended the episode saying, I'm going to throw one. You got to promise me you'll throw one. And I never really define my Hail Mary. I was just kind of like, I'm going to finish my YouTube stuff. Like, I'm going to film a 10-minute video, do my YouTube shorts, post this, and then I'm going to go to bed. And I did do all that, but when I got to bed and when I got in bed, I just started watching YouTube and scrolling Instagram, and I did not fall asleep until like 5 in the morning, maybe even 6. I can't really remember. And just like yesterday, I did what I spoke about. I kind of just, like, watched whatever and thought about whatever and, denied sleep, whatever, just so that I could, like, kind of turn my brain off. I feel like a lot of people can relate to how exhausting it is to have your brain on. And I don't want to, like, I don't know. I don't want to have my brain off, but it's like, when it's on, I want to have it off. I don't know. I have this drone here. And I have this nice watch. And I have 2 legs. Like, I want to be going on runs every day. I want to be tracking my steps. I want to be getting drone shots for every one of these episodes. But I just don't. And I could. And it's tricky. And the reason that I'm really excited to go to this event thing today, because I'm convinced, like, I might get introduced to a girl. And that's just, like, should I not even be thinking that way? I think it's fine to be excited. I think it's fine to think this way. I doubt it's going to happen, though. And am I going to feel let down when it does? I don't know. It's nice to go hang out with friends regardless. Yeah, but now we're like 5 minutes into the episode and, like, where do we go from here? Well, what do we talk about now? I checked Spotify and it said I had 2 streams. That's pretty cool. I wonder who it was that listened to my episode on Spotify. A moment of silence because Zach is right there. This beard is getting pretty long. I feel like maybe crank this up just a little bit and see. Crank it up a little bit more. Testing. I probably shouldn't be messing with this knob whilst I'm mid episode, but I still am. All right, Zach left. What to talk about, man? I could continue to talk more about. I'm gonna turn safe off. I could continue to talk more about man, I just don't know. If I'm in your ear right now and you're giving your time, like you're commuting somewhere, or you're in the subway in New York City or whatever, and I'm in your ear and you could be listening to so many other things, but you've got this podcast on. I'm sorry, I just can't think. I just rolled out of bed and I don't know like what the hell to talk about. There's so many things. I feel like I just want to avoid talking about things because I feel like when you talk about things, you think about things, and I don't want to do either one. I've had episodes of Keeping It Real where I literally scroll Instagram Reels live on camera with the mic live, and that is part of the episode. Not going to do that today, but it just goes to show, like, if you start something, you never know. This is what I've noticed, right? If you make a commitment to yourself, at least me, that involves discipline and consistency, and you're like, okay, I'm going to carry out this action. Like every day I'm going to make my bed, right? You have no idea how deep that can get and how unspecific making your bed really is until it's been 3 months. And all of a sudden, like, you don't tuck the sheet into the mattress anymore, and like you kind of just toss the pillows to the front, and you don't care if like there's wrinkles on the sheets or whatever. But that still is a made bed, right? That's still, I mean, it's a win is a win. That bed is made. I call that bed made. Like once I was like, okay, I'm going to start doing something where every day I film one clip for a video. And it started out, my most viewed video is the first day of this challenge for some reason. And it's me, and I shave every day for a week. So every day I film myself shaving. And then at the end of it, I stitch it all together, put music in and stuff, edit it just a little bit, and post it. And the next day I post whatever I was doing for the previous 7 days. So each day I'm filming 7 clips. So each day I have 7 clips worth of video to stitch together from the past 7 days. And it was supposed to be a 100-day challenge, but I still do it today, but it looks very different today. Today, just because I want to get it over with, I look at the camera and I just go, 1, clip end. 2, this is clip number 2, clip end. 3, clip end. 4, clip end. 5, clip end. And that's the start of my videos now. It's just a countdown from 7 where I just have different shirts on and the camera's in slightly different locations. That is interesting, all right? Like how that evolved, and that no longer makes up the entirety of my video. My video is 10 minutes of film of my day, whatever I'm doing, making YouTube shorts, editing stuff. That's what it has been lately because like I'm just in my room when I'm doing this, trying to get it over with. But the intro is those 7 clips, and I mean, I wouldn't say that like I'm in love with that or like I think it's amazing, but like this is what discipline and consistency looks like. Like I started and I am continuing. Like at no point did I ever stop making the 7 clips, ever. So, Why not set some more? Like, I feel like it's like this is it. Like, this is like what it kind of really realistically looks like sometimes. Like, sometimes you say you're gonna go on and run every day, but one day you might just run up and down the street. Like, that's a run. Like, a run is a run. Like, you don't even realize how complicated and complex these things are. Like, if that's the case, well, you still put on your shoes and you still went outside. And so every day you put your shoes on and then you go outside. You know? Like, that is a W. So then you think, like, well, should I set my goal as just putting my shoes on and going outside? Maybe. I've thought about that. Like, I've thought about rewriting goals in you know, to respect this phenomenon. Like, and in a way, I think I kind of did make my goal for the 7-clip thing a little bit like how it is now. I think I did. I wrote that goal with the idea that this is how it could turn out, but not denying the excitement of the initial couple days or the first month. You know, if you go back, I mean, for the first month, I used to like date the clips, or like I'd throw stuff in between them. Like, I was trying things out, and it was fun and exciting. I feel like I should add. And I feel like now I should have to take off my drone once a day. Because I own a drone, you know? Like, I have no money right now. If one of these cameras died, I'd really be in a tricky spot. Because I wouldn't be able to do this. Like, this camera logs 1 hour every day, and if it for some reason stops working, I'm in a bad place. I'm in a bad place. So, does that mean I just sort of coast along and do the best I can, or is it really time to put my foot to the ground and like add and improve rapidly so that I have more of a reason? You know, if the camera dies, I have more of like maybe there's more views, maybe there's more expectation, maybe there's more excitement, and I'm like, okay, this camera's dead, but like this YouTube thing is really going somewhere. I need a new camera ASAP. Whereas if it died today, it's like, well, I don't work that much, and like I need my money for rent and food, and I don't want to ask my parents for any money, so like I'll just wait around until something happens where I can replace the camera. Maybe I'll use this camera, you know, but that one times out every 30 minutes, so I'll have to spend an extra time editing. Or maybe I'll use a different camera, but all my other cameras are lower quality, and none of them take XLR, which is this mic, and this mic is the backup. The mic on the camera is the backup audio. It's pretty good, but it is not as good as this. This mic is prime time amazing sauce. I don't know. I don't want to make any of these calls. Like, I just kind of want to just like sit back and let stuff happen. And that's fine, I guess. I mean, that's what I was doing before all of this, is sitting back and letting stuff happen. And it's funny how you can add so much and still sit back and let stuff happen. Like, to really, like, it puts in perspective how many times the great people, the greats of this world, have thrown Hail Marys. Like, they never stop changing. Like, every day they wake up and they say, what can I improve? And that is insanity. That is insane. They never just have days where they coast. Like, every single day they step on top of a step. Like, Instagram, for example, I saw this reel where this guy said, you know, it's wrong to say that. It was like some reel targeted at people that posted reels, I guess, which there's a lot of us, I've come to learn. Like, whilst I might not know many of them in person, there are a lot of them. And, you know, there's a lot of people to know in person. So, like, trust me, a lot of people are doing what I do and posting daily Instagram reels. A lot of them. And this guy said on his reel, he said, it's wrong, it's false, the thought that posting a reel every single day is like a free lottery ticket. That's wrong. And if you're out of the loop and you don't know what that might mean, it's like, oh, if I post an Instagram reel every day, it doesn't really matter what it's about or what I do. All that really matters is that I post it, and as long as I keep posting it every day, eventually the algorithm's going to pick it up. It's going to get 1 million views, and that's my lottery. That's my winning lottery ticket. And I don't know how that's kind of a lot of my excitement early on, and still derives from that way of thinking. Every time I do press post, I think this could be the one that gets 1 million views, but it never does yet, and even if it does, even if like you have to imagine the scenario in which I post a reel, it gets 1 million views. So that's one reel that has 1 million views, and all my other reels have like sub 1,000 views. How does that look as a profile? Like, what would you think if you stumbled across a profile that had that descriptive? Like, you saw that one of them got 1 million and the rest are under 1,000. You'd be like, interesting. They just got lucky. So is that what you just want to get lucky? Like, I don't like this. Is that really why you're doing this? Just like to see if you can get lucky? And then the counter is like, no, I'm doing it because like I'm passionate about it. And I think that it kind of kills you to like obsess over the public's perception of your passionate output. Like if they think that, you know what I mean? Like it, so there's still way forward. There's still like, you can push forward with both those things. Like, why don't I, like at Autobell, I didn't give a damn about the public's perception of my passion, but I was sure passionate, and I sure did make a lot of money. Like, why can't I put more time into Instagram and YouTube? Keeping it real is nice because there's not much more that I could do. Well, that's not true. That's not true. Keeping it real has a lot that can change. For one, there could be a guest every day. That is something that I have pushed away because it was too hard, and I miss it. I want it back. Talking alone is, I'm getting better at it, and I do it every day. But like, I honestly feel like I do it in preparation for a guest every day. Kind of like filming myself for 10 minutes. The 10-minute videos that I post every day with the thumbnails and the whatever 10 minutes out of my day every day. That's cool and all, and like I like that I do that. I think it's awesome. But it's not really like, I feel like it's in preparation for the 10-minute movies, the 10-minute vlogs with a storyline and a script and a plot and different shots that I post every single day. And remember what I said yesterday? It's so ridiculous that I can say that out loud after having said yesterday that preparation is not going to get you anywhere. Like if you're not throwing that ball or shooting that shot, then you're never going to get there. Like, you can prepare all you want, but you're not actually going to get any closer to the hoop if the ball doesn't leave your hands. So it's like me against me. It's a war in my own head. I'm like schizophrenic right now. I'm talking to myself to a camera, talking about how I got to get better. And will I? I don't know. You got to tune in tomorrow. Now look, I have the urge to like turn my brain off, right? I want to just like go and talk about something in my past, right? Like it's a time I had sex, or a time I got high, or a time I climbed a crane, or anything. But I don't, it's not like, what does that do for me? I don't know. Maybe it's entertaining to you. I got a lot to like, there's still so much for me to do. And I know a couple people that will look at what I've done already and be like, that's insane, man. Like, you really are on YouTube. Like last night, just to have myself feel something, I walked into my roommate's room and I said, I'm a YouTuber, just to like feel something. Because I am. Like, I literally am a YouTuber. I'm coming up on 1 year of daily posts. Like, that makes me a fucking YouTuber. But not like any of the YouTubers that I watch and I know. The YouTubers that I watch and I know, they put in the real time and the real effort. Like, they really made themselves who the viewers wanted to see. Because they loved it. They loved what they did. And they didn't do it like they did it for the people, for the masses, for the views, for the comments that say, hey man, I was having a bad day, but you dropped this video and now I just know it's going to be better. You always make me laugh. They did it for the comment that says, yo, I've been watching you for 5 years and you just keep getting better and better. Love you so much. They do it for the comment that is like, hey, the other week I was having a really hard time. I was actually even kind of thinking about committing suicide, but you know, you posted a video and I watched it and I realized that everything was going to be okay. And then at the same time, they do it like for themselves. Like they do it for themselves. Like they don't really care if a video gets views or not. They detach themselves from how well a video performs. They just put everything they got into everything they post. Everything they got into everything that they post. And it's like, yeah, I put about 2 hours into this every single day. But is that everything I got? No, it's not everything I got. So how come my next Hail Mary isn't like, tomorrow let's wake up and put everything I got into this? Sunrise to sunset, let's make videos. I don't know. I don't know. I like it's been almost a year now and I haven't seemed to have done that. There have probably been days when I spend more than 2 hours on a project, but I don't think I've ever even had a single one day where I try to spend the whole day on my daily videos. I mean, how am I gonna stand out? Like, I remember at the car wash, something that I thought made me great and made me stand out was that I worked open to close. You know what I'm saying? And within that requirement, like, okay, I'm here open to close. Not many people even do that in the first place. Not many people pull off as many hours as I do in the first place. Okay, so I'm in the top dogs. All right, so let me just stay out of the office. Let's not sit down for the entirety that I'm here. We can take water breaks and eat a snack. But how about every single minute that I'm on the clock, I'm cleaning a car? And every single minute there's not a car in the wash, I'm waiting for the car with the towels. And that, I think, for maybe even only lasted a week, really. I only worked that hard for like a 4-month span. And within that 4-month span, I think there was only a week and a half, 2 weeks that I really lived that and did that. And then you think, well, if it was a week and then you failed, like, does that mean you should come back and rewrite your goal? You should, like, come back to the drawing board and redefine what it means to hustle? Yeah, and I guess that I have, because look at me now. Now it's like in a way I kind of almost limit myself. Like when I finish keeping it real, when I finish my 10-minute video, when I finish my shorts, I'm kind of like, okay, let's just edit them and post them. Like let's move towards the end so that we make sure that we do end. Like we want to make sure that we post this stuff and maybe it didn't take that long, as opposed to, you know, we fall asleep or get distracted or give up on posting today because it took too long. I think that a lot of times that, you know, that trade-off kills people that start this sort of thing. Hell, I had a coworker. So check this out, right? Sometimes I talk about this passion and what I do at work. And yesterday I was working with 2 guys, a guy and a girl. One of them is high school age and one of them is in college around my age. And I think that this has done great things for my life and my person. I think that I'm able to stand on who I am a lot more sturdily now that I have this under my belt. And that's why I started this in the first place, because I felt like I needed something. My ex-girlfriend broke up with me, and I just remember like thinking deep down that just like I didn't have anything going for me, and like I would have broken up with me too. Like it wasn't hard to leave me probably, because like What? Like I was starting school? Okay. Like I clearly wasn't passionate about school. Like I just sort of did it to do it. And I didn't have anything. Like there was nothing. Like I was scattered. Like I was like, I'm gonna eat healthy here and run here, but like maybe today I won't run, but I'll eat healthy. Maybe like today, like I'll go to school, but I won't run or eat healthy. Maybe today, like, like I didn't. I was just kind of all over the place and like a mess. So I start something. Okay, like it's time to start something that I don't end. That was the requirement. Let me start one thing that I do not end. And that start line was a camera and a YouTube video. It was 5 seconds long, and I just said, "What's up?" I think my first video, it was like, "What's up? I plan to be a teacher," and I quote this video from School of Life. School of Life is an awesome channel. You should go and watch them anytime that you're bored. Watch School of Life. And now that it's almost been a year on that exact day, a lot has changed, and I've changed, and I'm older, and everything's different. But like I know that like there's a new chat, like there's something new out there. There's a new problem for me to face. Next time I'm in a relationship and it's been 4 months and I just feel like I don't want to be around her, and like I don't like she makes me exhausted or whatever. It's not going to be because deep down I feel like I don't have anything going for myself. That's not going to be what it's for. That's not going to be why I feel that way. It's going to be a different problem that I have to solve. And I don't know if me having this under my belt is going to make me any more ready to solve that problem and to move forward in a relationship. But like I do know that at the very least, like I'm alive. Like people kill themselves every day. I don't like. So here I am, kind of like on myself. I'm back on myself. Like how I do this right, but how come I can't do it better? How come like my views seem to be dropping on YouTube? How come I can't seem to make an Instagram reel that is good, and I just get lucky sometimes using the right thing? Well, I can. I have what someone else wouldn't have, and that is tons of data. I've been doing this for so long, so why don't I start sitting down for 20 minutes a day and going back on my content, looking at what did well, looking at what didn't do well, and I start to take notes about what makes a video something that people want to see. You know what I'm talking about? And then how about, like, it's like the Pace University thing. Like, how about for 20 minutes a day, I just see what it might take to get into Pace University. That's not as extreme as like, how about I dedicate all the time in my entire day to making a video? Because I said that I haven't done that before, but I've probably done that before. In the beginning of this, like I was really excited about it, and I probably did spend an entire day filming. I mean, there was times when I drove 5 hours for a podcast and 5 hours back in the same day. So I would definitely say that I have given entire days to this. But clearly, I don't do that now. But I do think there is a trend. There is a trend where it seems to me that I do tend to be giving more and more time to this every day as an average. Some days a little less, some days a little more, but overall, the times where I do a little more are a little bit more than the times that I do a little bit less. And that is really exciting, because what do you think happens, right, when I get to the place where this truly is an all-day endeavor for me every day? Like, ladies and gentlemen, you guessed it, a 9 to 5. Like, what do you think happens when I get there? Because when I finally do get there, it will be something that I slowly worked up towards. How much advantage do you think I have on the guy that just starts out on his first day and gives it 8 hours? Like, who's going to make the better video, do you think? Me, the one with so much muscle memory that he couldn't even explain it all to a newcomer in one day? Or someone that's like, you know what, I'm passionate about YouTube, let me start today. I think the problem is on social media, you see these people's channels and their work, and it seems like they have a channel with like 75 videos, and each video has 1 million views. And that's all you get to see. I mean, because people, they go back and delete the stuff that doesn't work out well. And I'm like, why? What? Like, what? Why? Why do this? Why you do this? I think right now in this moment, these things can always change. But right now, I like the way I do it. It's like I'm never going to delete any of my videos. If anything, I have videos that are unlisted in the past that I like made for certain people or like didn't feel good about that I'm going to eventually make public, I'm sure. I'm never going to, like, why would I ever take down a video? Like, it's not my right. It's not my right to like do that. Like these videos are like, once I post them, they're no longer mine. They belong to you. Like, it's your video. It's your website. Like, it's YouTube. Like, this video, I made it, but it's a gift. I gave it to you. And then when you give someone a gift, you don't just like, it's not like you get to just take it back. So, I hope it's not raining. Who knows? Who knows? I might end up driving. It might be raining right now. Oh, it's raining. It's raining right now. So yeah, it's this constant decision tree where it's like, am I doing enough or am I not doing enough? Am I doing enough or not? Like, do I really think that eventually I will continue to add time? Or do I just think that like I jumped from, doing whatever to like a mandatory 1 hour keeping it real every day? I can make a girl really, really happy. I'm very good at I can make, like, seriously, I know that I can. I know that I'm the type of guy that can make a girl nonstop talk about me, nonstop think about me, just obsess over me. I can do that. But it seems like I can't make that last. And when like, I guess when it gets tough or I feel like she's no longer like excited by me, I feel like I failed. I feel like I failed and like I ought to just throw the towel in because, when in reality, it's the same as the videos. Like, making a commitment, you have to figure out what works for you, and what might work for me is like, okay, I meet a girl. Let's just see if I can give my relationship with her a little bit of thought each day. Like, why can't I just do that? Like, what's so wrong with that being the start? If you do that, you might have a better chance of a lifelong commitment. It is such a brushed by concept. I feel like as people, we just don't understand what it's like to live 80 years. Like, we know that we have 80-year-old relatives, and we know that that's the life expectancy. We know what a minute feels like. We know what 5 minutes feels like. Hell, we even know what 1 week or 1 day feels like. But we don't get it. Like, we don't understand what 80 years feels like. We just don't. So I stand strong, and I'm really passionate about the way that I'm going about this hobby, this passion, this thing that I'm doing. I think that I don't want to say like that it's inevitable that I'll have 1 million subscribers, or like it's inevitable that eventually I'll make my living from this. I don't want to say that. because it's not my place to say. But I do feel very, very strongly and very like, it's hard for me not to say with absolute certainty to you that this video will be published. And I will turn this camera and this mic off in 30 minutes, and I will post this video on Spotify and YouTube. It's like, that is something that like I feel so strongly about. And I will make a 10-minute YouTube video, and I will do 4 YouTube shorts. Nothing will stop me. And then you think, well, actually, maybe you want to find that world where like maybe you give a little bit less like of that like, oh, like I'm going to do this to that, and give a little bit more to like eventually I'll be well known and famous. You know, maybe you want to kind of balance them out. Like today, I'm going to try my best to get everything out, and 50 years from now, I really think, truly I believe that I will be very well known. Tell me who would not want to be, like, who out there wouldn't want to be famous? I feel like if anyone's like me, they've thought about it a couple times. I remember like really intense feelings when I was younger, when I would be on some track and see some path, and I would be like, for example, I used to have a Snapchat story, and I did something different. And when you do something different, people pay attention. I made a private story. Well, first off, I went and I pressed quick add to Snapchat suggested Snapchatters for so many people. I think I had about 2,000 people on my Snapchat, which is a lot of people, especially for a Snap score that wasn't that. I didn't Snapchat. You know, I didn't send pictures back and forth to people, but I did post on my story. And my story was private. It was an only friends story. That means that I had to be the one that chose who could view that story. And after adding all these people that I didn't know, most of them, I really did not know who these people were, I said, all of you can be on it. And when they went on their Snapchat, right, and they accepted my friend request, and they added me back, my story would be, I don't know what purple maybe? Like it would have a purple ring around it. It would stand out. And they would say, huh, I don't recognize this username, or maybe I do, but maybe I don't know him that well. And I'm on his private story, and they click it. And then once they clicked it, it was me, and I was being very authentic, very off the rip. You know, of course I was young and I was like different, but like it was always like one take. You know, I remember I would always feel gross when I would like do multiple takes. You know, I would always just like press record and hit send. And I remember that it would make my phone ding and buzz, and people would respond to it. And I liked it. I liked that. And I thought, hey, I know that I'm a good person, and I'm trying to be a good person. I think that I should be famous. You know what I'm saying? And then I would get this like rising bubbly feeling. Like I was almost like I had just took a fat hit of weed, but I was dead sober. And I'd be like, this is it. Like, this is the day. This is the moment where like the trajectory changes. And I'm going to do this. It's not going to be that hard. And I'm going to be famous. And it's going to change my life. I won't have to worry about money. I'll be able to take whatever day off I want to take off. You know, people will look up to me, and I will be able to be the sturdy rock and the foundation under which those that follow me can sit. But then obviously, I mean, I don't know. I stopped like that. I didn't keep doing that. I just didn't. Last night I dumped out my last 4 cans of soda. Today I got paid, and when I get back from this party, I want to sign up to be a substitute teacher. I think that that's a really good thing to do because I have a lot of time on my hands right now. I have to be honest with you. And it's not really, it doesn't make sense. Like, I'll put it this way. I've got this, right? Which as you've heard me speak over the past 20 minutes, I'm very particular about exactly how much time I'm putting into it. I'm very aware of exactly how much effort goes into this every day. And I guess I have to give myself some credit and say, because I think so much about it, that today, 1.5 hours of dedication, 2 hours of dedication each day for this is a good place to sit and see how it affects me just for a bit. Because that's a lot more. Hey, that's 2 hours more than 0. All right. And like, I don't know. Is that realistic to go from 0 to 2 hours a day in a year? I don't know. I don't know these things. So let's just sit before we jump forward and add another hour to keeping it real every day, or before we jump backwards and we stop doing keeping it real again. Let's sit and just do it, right? Then I have Jersey Mike's. I work at Jersey Mike's. I work under 40 hours a week. I work about 33, 34 hours a week. And some days I leave early, and some days I have someone cover my shift. So realistically, most weeks I say I'm like at I don't know, 25, 26 hours. That is closer to part-time than it is full-time. And I don't make a lot of money from that job as it is. I don't want to put any more of my time into that place. I feel like right now it's so much time. Matter of fact, I think it's like the comparison, right? Because this is something that I'm passionate about, and I think that I could really has a future for me. But Jersey Mike's, I don't see myself, as the days go by, I really don't see myself, I don't see myself like owning a store or like, I mean, I guess realistically I do see myself owning a store. I am going to get ServSafe certified and get my dollar raise. I'm going to start opening a store. And, eventually I might take on a leadership role that could lead me to the eventual opening of a store. I mean, I think the way that it actually works is that you have a lot better odds of opening a store if you have a lot of money. I think you got to put forward a lot of money. And like, if that is the direction that I went, like my parents would help me out with that. If I was, 25 years old and talking to the district manager, Matt, like, hey, I'd like to open a store. And he's like, well, we thinking about opening a store. Like they want to open a new store. We're looking for a person. And I could be like, I'm that guy. Here is whatever they would want, like $50,000, something, right? Like a lot of money. Like that, there is a world in which like that is very possible for me. And look, like the truth is I wouldn't be like, I don't think like at this point I'm 21 and I don't think I try to not do like the things that I actively do. I try to make sure have a future for me, I try to think like videos and Jersey Mike's, I think are both things that I can excel in. I can benefit from and work hard at. I'm doing it and I want to continue to at the moment. So then you got all the time that I'm not at work and I'm not at Jersey Mike's. And it's a lot of it. I mean, we can even do the math here. I think it's probably like, so if there's I mean, and then a lot of it is left sleeping. So let's just do all the total hours in an entire week. What's 24? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So 24, 24, 24, 24, 24, 24, 24. So that's 48 plus 48. That's 96 plus 9 plus 96 plus 48 is 104. 148 plus 24 is 52, 70, 172 hours in a week. Now, I might be a couple hours off. I did that very fast, but 172 hours in a week. That's the number we're going to come back to here. So now let's work out my shifts and everything. Or let's just start subtracting things. So I said that realistically I probably work about I want to say like 27. I mean, I work like 3 to sometimes 4 to 6. So I think it'd be safer to say like 25 hours a week. Realistically, I work about 25 hours a week. Lately, at least. So let's take 172 and subtract 25. It's funny because we just added 24. So I think I was at 148. Yeah, so 148 minus 1, 147. So minus work gives you 147. That's a lot of hours. So then we're going to minus this YouTube thing. I think I dedicate a focused time, locked in, without me being focused, this wouldn't happen time. I'd say 2 hours a day is safe. And to be conservative, you could say an hour and 45. But I'm going to say 2 because to be inflated, you could say like 2.5. So I'm going to say 2 hours every day. 2 times 7, 14. So minus 14 minus video is 133 hours. So, I kind of am down on myself pretty often, and I don't know, I drag myself to work, and I sometimes drag myself to the videos. It is what it is. I just kind of get by. And because of that, it's really hard for me to get out of bed. It's really hard for me to get to bed. But it's also really hard for me to get out of bed. So I think that I certainly am not sleeping 12 hours every night. But I'm definitely not sleeping 6 hours. I think tonight I went to bed at, on days that I don't have work, I went to bed at 5:30 in the morning. And I got up around 3:30. So that's 7 plus 3, that's 10. But on days that I do have work, I think I go to bed around the same time, but I'm up around 2:30. So that's 9 or 8. So I'd say realistically, I get as much sleep as I possibly can because I hate to roll out of bed. I try to be asleep as much as I can. So that's 9 hours a night. That's astounding. 9 times 7. We should have done that one first. What's 9 times 7? I'm busting the calculator out for this one. Oh, it's one less than 70. So it's 61. 63, sorry. 63. So what's 33 minus 63? 70. 33 minus sleep equals 70. Are you kidding me? This is an insane number we have on our hands. Because we've got rid of work, we've got rid of video, and we've got rid of sleep. So that means for 70 hours every week, 70 hours, I am not asleep. I'm awake. I'm not at work. And I am not doing my videos. For all the, let me call on somebody here. Who can tell me what 70 divided by 10 is? Sorry. Who can tell me what... That's funny because I feel like a teacher right now, and I've actually like had teachers make that mistake before, like swap around the answers in math class so they accidentally reveal the answer in the question. Okay, who out there can tell me, raise your hands, what is 70 divided by 7 days? 70 hours by 7 days. How many hours can you split evenly among 7 days out of 70 hours? You in the back. 10. Spot on. You're spot on. That's 10 hours. How can that be? I have 10 hours. Like, do you know what I'm doing? Like, I can tell you what I'm doing during those 10 hours. I'm watching YouTube. I'm watching movies. I'm scrolling on Instagram Reels. I'm doing whatever I can do to not think about how I'm wasting time. And I think it shows in my videos. Like, yes, I'm someone that posts every day. Like, I have that leg up on other people. Sure, big whoop. But I think it really shows that 10 hours every day I sit on my ass. I think if you go to my YouTube channel and you go to my Instagram Reel, it's clear that I'm lazy. I don't do it much. And it's like, why am I doing this? To set an example, right? So how is that setting an example? Like, let's not lie. Let's not say it doesn't come across, because it does. Let's not say like, oh, well, they don't really know. Like, oh, well, I film myself at work a lot. People see me at work, working. I have all these ideas. Like, one of the ideas, for example, was today for my 10-minute video, why don't, for my 7 clips, like, I don't know how I haven't thought of this before. For my 7 clips, why do I say clip number 1, clip number 2, 3, 4, 5, and make 7 that way? Why don't I just 7 times each day tell the camera what the date is? 7 clips. March 20th. Like, what? Like, why? Like, what? That makes so much more sense. Like, that actually tells the viewer, like, for me, it's like, oh, yeah, like, like, when I edit it, it's like, yeah, it's on different days, that's cool. But the viewer doesn't really know that. Like, for all the viewer knows, I'm, like, changing shirts and picking the camera up and putting somewhere else. Like, what? Like, what? Like, the viewer should know that, like, hey, I do this every day. So to start this video off, here's a compilation of me talking to the camera every day. And then we finally arrive on whatever day it is. And I say, today's March 20, like the 7th clip, like I do for clip number 1. Sometimes I say in clip number 1, hey, this is clip number 1. Let's get right into the video. So why can't I do this? So March 20th. And I can make it a little bit different each time. It's just a little bit different. Like, my 7 clips would look like March 20th. Today is March 20th. March 20th. March 20th, 2025. That's 4 clips. Here's number 5. I press record and I say, March 20th. March 20th. Clip number 6. March 20th. Clip number 7. Today's March 20th, and this is the video I made for you today. Like, that is amazing. And then, like, the intro to a video would look so awesome. It would look fresh to me. That's what it's all about, right? I want to feel like I'm giving you fresh. I want to feel like I'm giving you me in, like, such a different and authentic way. It would look like, it would look like today is March 13th, March 14th, March 15th, 2025. March 16th? March 17th. March 18th, I think. March 19th. Today is March 20th. And this is what I made for you today. Bang, roll intro. Like that is a good intro. Like that is something I have done that is different, and it would set me apart, and it's engaging. It's engaging. And I can even make it like there's so much room for it to be more engaging, you know? Like I could even like there's humor in there, you know? Like at one point I said like it's March 20th, I think. Like that's funny because like how do you think it's March 20th? You know it's March 20th. Every single day you tell the camera what day it is. Like how would you cross up what day it is? You are like you're like part of your routine is to type the date into a folder. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like, that's funny to me, right? But like, I can, like, this is a platform, like, this is like a foundation in which I can build and find out what actually is funny to an audience. Like, I'm getting 0 comments every video, maybe 10 views. I'm never gonna, like, I'm not gonna figure out, like, I need to really start pouring myself into this to get the data that I need to continue to pour myself into this. So that's a great idea. Like, that's a great idea. And I had something else that I was thinking about before I wrote that down. Like, why don't I, like this is something that I will do today. Like, I had this idea actually last night, and I was like, I hope I remember this tomorrow. And I do. So I'm going to do that. We're coming up on the end of this episode. Right when this episode ends, I'm going to throw pants on, hop on my bicycle, and bike. It's still raining. Fuck. And drive to, it was a missed, he said Coco Bing Bong. When I was invited, watching episode 8, halfway in and better than the other, by the way. And getting lost while talking about weed and forgetting while you're, after dinner, okay, he typed to me, you driving yourself? Games in a movie. I'm so excited for this. I'm so honored to be invited to this. It's my good coworker's Pete's friend's birthday. I'm so excited that he thought to invite me. Okay, up top he said, okay, Monday he texted me, Thursday Coco Bing Bong at 5:30, B-Day celebration for everyone. Let me know who can come. Wait, let me know who can come. Was I supposed to invite people? I don't know. Is my coworker going to be there? I really doubt it, but maybe. You know what I'm saying? If Augustine was there, that would be... Imagine if Christina... Okay, whatever. Coco Bing Bong? If you don't live in Raleigh, you don't know. You don't know. Lately, I've kind of been priding myself, and like I feel like I know this place better than anybody else. I think, like, I swear, even though everyone else actually goes to school here, like, yeah, I guess it makes sense, right? Because their breakdown of this hourly thing, like, if they did this, they would not have 10 hours left over every day because they are seriously heads down in their books and studying to get their degrees. And that means they spend a lot of time on campus. And if I went on I've been on campus, and I know my way around my campus. But if hold on, he's calling me. Yo, I'm mid-episode. I got 3 minutes left. I guess not mid. Yeah, you're live right now.
Yeah, man. If you driving, that's good. That's good if you can take a head or two.
Okay, where do I pick him up? Just text me.
No, it'd be like after Coco Bing Bong get here.
Wait, what is Coco Bing Bong? Coco Bongo.
Coco Bongo, yeah. I say, yeah, it's like, it's Coco Bing Bong now.
I was just talking about that. I thought it was a mistype. It's not a mistype. Okay, see you soon.
All right. Yes, sir.
Text me. I'm going to leave here in like 5 minutes.
Hold up. Text you what?
Text me. I'm going to leave here in about 5 minutes. Text me like what I need to do to pick people up if I do.
No, anyone you be picked up will already be there.
Oh, okay. So I'll just be taking them back from.
To the apartment, yeah, or something like that.
Okay, see you soon. Bye.
Yes, sir. Bye.
So it's not a mistype. He just likes to call it Coco Bing Bong. Coco Bongo is like a bar that lets a lot of underage people in. Not a bar. It's like a Mexican restaurant where you can order drinks and they take fake IDs. It's kind of like a different world in there because all the staff is clearly like... all the staff, like, they definitely speak another language, and it's the same feeling I get like when like my family went to Peru for spring break. It was like the entire city revolved around tourism for the days that we were there, and like it was all these people that like I'd never seen people like that before, like our tour guides and our bus drivers and like our hotel staff and our waiters and waitresses. They all were like part of this. It was so crazy because they were all part of this like society and culture that we came there to witness, yet like their time was spent on the clock working at these establishments whose sheer goal, it seemed, was to make it feel as much like home as possible to us. So it was like we would drive down these broken roads to this like resort that was like a nice hotel. Like it was the weirdest thing. It was just the weirdest thing ever. You know what I'm saying? Just so weird. And it's kind of like that at Coco Bongo. So for that reason, I never go there. I'm not a fan of that place. And then the other reason is I just don't drink. I've been there once or twice before, and here comes time number 3. So that's the end of episode number 83 of Keeping It Real. I think today went good. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much for listening. Bye-bye.